If you're into gardening, especially in the United States, you've probably heard about zones, hardiness zones. Like, I'm in zone 5, well, I'm 7B, I'm 9. What the heck does that even mean? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Boss. I'm a gardener and a lover of all things spicy. Today I want to do a real quick video just to dispel some of the myths about hardiness zones and what they mean and what you can use them for. To put it bluntly, all it tells you is what is the average coldest temperature in your winter in that area. Why does that matter? It matters if you're growing perennial plants, plants that come back year after year after year on their own. If you are growing annual plants, if you are growing, tomatoes, cucumbers, that kind of stuff, they're annuals. Zone doesn't matter. I kind of just gave away the whole video, but I hope you keep watching because I'll share a few more pieces of information that might be helpful. A lot of misconceptions about zones are that they can tell you things like, oh, when should I plant X? Right? And almost always people are talking about things for their spring and summer gardens when they ask those questions. Another thing that it doesn't tell you is when it's safe to plant your plants outside. It doesn't tell you when your average first or last frost date is. It doesn't tell you if a certain crop will go good in your summer garden. It tells you, will it survive the winter? Zones take into account more than just like your latitude or longitude. Which one is this? The one that goes that way. How far north or south you are doesn't dictate your zone. It's a part of it, but your actual localized climate plays a huge role. And so there can be people that are further north, say like in the Pacific Northwest area, that have a higher zone, meaning it doesn't get as cold there in the winter as it does for people who are further south, like myself in Colorado in a 6B, 6A, I don't even know anymore. It used to be 5B. And all that really means is that as a 5B, 6A, whatever I am now in Colorado, they changed the maps this year, so that's my confusion, but I know my climate. -10 is about as cold as it usually gets here in the winter. We of course have some freak occurrences where it's super cold and gets to be -15, and then there's other years where it never goes below 0. So average. It's not a guarantee that your perennial will live if it says hardy through zone 4 through 6 or whatever, but you got a better shot at it. So really, if you're in zone 2, you're probably getting about -50 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. That's really freaking cold. Most of those people are way up north. But if you're in zone 10, you might not even see a freeze in the winter, right? So 30 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit is usually your average lowest temp in the zone 10, which means, shoot, you can put out things like peppers that are technically perennials. And as long as you don't have a freeze that year, they're gonna survive outside. That's cool, because someone like me who loves to grow peppers, I have to start every year brand new because mine will not survive a cold Colorado winter. And that's what my zone tells me, how dang cold it gets in the winter. That's it. We're gonna keep this video short, but everybody needs to understand this. Your zone doesn't tell you when your last frost date is, when your first frost date is, when you should plant a certain summer crop. None of that. It just tells you if you're gonna grow a perennial that you expect to come back every year, make sure it's hardy to your zone. That gives you a better shot at it actually surviving your winter. That's all. So if you like this video, please let me know in the comments if you want to see more gardening myths kind of debunked, if you will. I don't know if that's what this was, but a lot of things that are misconceived or misunderstood, especially for new gardeners. And it's my pleasure to help people understand because maybe you'll hit like on this video if I do help you. We'll see you again real soon. Remember, plants help us grow.